Everybody's COVID situation is unique to them. Every symptom that you experience is absolutely unique to you and the way you are experiencing it. The practice that I do today is in no means something that everybody needs to do or must do. My aim for my practice is to start to expand and use muscles on the side of the rib cage, as well as in the back and across the front pectoral area, because those are muscles that tighten up. And with COVID, with most lung infections, the idea here is that we want to bring the muscles back and start to use them in larger capacities to make them function, because the idea of yoga is to sort of counterbalance everything that we're doing in our day-to-day lives, and sitting around resting, being in isolation, and being sick, we're not able to, or we don't mostly always maximize the capacity of our lungs by expanding greatly into the side regions, into the back, and into the front. We take normal, shallow breaths. And so with the idea of this practice is that we're taking deeper breaths, we're expanding and getting into those areas. Now, for me, with the congestion, going in any inversion, downward facing dog, just drives it all right back to my head. And so I'm trying to avoid so much inversions or staying in inversions for an extended amount of time, just to keep everything flowing and draining downward versus getting congested back up into my head. Also, I'm only going to be holding the movements for about 3 breaths, just to kind of keep everything moving versus taking the traditional 5 breaths. If you need to, you can pause the video, stay in certain asanas a little bit longer so that you can get more of a feeling into those areas if you would like, or you can just play it straight through, doing 3 breaths with me in each asana. Let's enjoy this. Let's begin the practice in a comfortable seat. Bring the hands together, focusing on the breath. Feeling the breath deepen a little bit. Maybe deepening some gratitude within yourself for giving yourself this moment. Allow the breath to become a little bit deeper as you release the hands to the side. And we're going to practice a modified Sun Salutation. So come up onto the knees, maybe bringing a pillow underneath the knees or rolling the mat up. And beginning by inhaling, taking the arms up, palms touch above the head. And exhale, lowering down, bringing the hips back towards the heels, and extend the arms out in front. Inhale, bringing the chest forward, stacking the hips on top of the knees, shoulders on top of the wrists. And exhale, press through the spine, moving the scapula away from the spine. Inhale, pull the scapula down the spine, pulling the chest forward. And then exhale, set the hips back down on top of the heels. Finding child's pose, using this as a modified downward facing dog for today. Feel your breath expand through the upper thoracic cavity in the back by opening up the intercostal muscles along the sides of the rib cage, trying to take every inhale, pressing through the thoracic spine, lifting it up towards the sky. Then coming back to the top of the table, stacking the hips on top of the knees. To inhale, pull the scapula together down the spine. exhale, rounding the back, trying to lift the scapula away from the spine. And inhale, coming back on top of the knees, taking the arms up. And exhale, release the hands to the side. And again, inhale, taking the arms up, palms touch above the head. And exhale, bring the hips back towards the heels as you extend the arms out in front away from you. Inhale, bringing the shoulders up, taking the scapula together behind the spine. And exhale, try to round the back, trying to take the scapula off of the spine. Now either taking child's pose once again, or taking a downward facing dog. Again, honor yourself, your symptoms, and your practice, and your breath. Conserve your energy. Use this practice as something to find space and find your breath deepening. Inhale, come down to the knees, pull the chest forward, and exhale, press up through the thoracic spine as you lower the hips back towards the heels. Inhale, taking the arms up, palms touch. And exhale, release the hands to the side. The last one. Inhale, taking the arms up, palms touch above the head. And exhale, sink the hips back towards the heels as you extend the arms out in front. Inhale, coming to the top of the table position, lifting the chest up and forward. And exhale, round through the upper back. Maybe tucking the toes under, maybe taking downward facing dog, or staying in child's pose. If you'd like to add on to this, lower back to the knees and step the right foot forward. Keeping the left knee on the ground, inhale, taking the arms up, palms touch as you move into a low lunge. And then step the right foot back, rounding through the spine as you exhale. Retract the scapula towards the spine as you pull the chest forward on the inhale. And exhale, step back to downward facing dog. Then lower down to the knees. Step the left knee forward, keeping the right foot on the ground as you take the arms up. And then exhale, plant the hands down, coming back to the knees as you exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale, trying to pull the chest forward. And exhale, either taking child's pose or taking this downward facing dog once again. Be mindful of your symptoms. The idea is that we're trying to expand the breath. Lower back to the knees. Inhale, pulling the chest forward through. And exhale, try to lift the spine up and away from the shoulders and lower the hips down. Inhale, come back, rising up onto the knees, taking the arms up, palms touch. And exhale, release the hands to the side. Let's come into a seated position. Extend the legs out in front. It's okay to have the knees bent. Have an inner rotation on the legs. Take your first two fingers, grab a hold of the big toes. And exhale. Feel the chest expanding with the inhale. Maybe taking a slightly modified version of holding on to the heels. It's okay if your knees need to be bent. The idea is that we're trying to find and discover the breath, and not so much stretch the hamstrings here. trying to direct all of your attention towards the thoracic cavity, expanding through the intercostal muscles. So now we're going to take Janu Shashasana, focusing on the right side intercostal muscles. Modify this position by keeping the right knee in an external rotation, trying to push the right knee back with the right hand as you turn the right side of the chest up towards the sky, as you extend over the left leg. And we're going to try this on the left side, so taking Janu Shashasana on the left side, bending the left knee, keeping the external rotation in the left leg. Keep the left side of the rib cage lifting, breathing through the intercostal muscles on the left side. Keep trying to extend and reach the left knee back behind you. Now we're going to move a little bit deeper, so come back towards Janu Shashasana on the right side. Bend the right knee. Place the left elbow towards the left knee as you turn the right side of the chest up towards the sky, extending through the right arm. Breathe through the intercostal muscles on the right side. Try to feel them expanding with every inhale. And switching sides, bend the left knee, taking it back. Place the right elbow towards the right knee. Extend the left arm up and over. Try to turn the left side of the rib cage up towards the sky. Try to feel more of a stretch through the intercostal muscles than you are trying to stretch the hamstrings. The idea of this practice is to feel the breath. And finally, bring the feet together for Baddha Konasana. Press the heels together. Try to pull the big toes apart. Squeeze the scapula together down the spine. Pull the chest forward. Try not to collapse the chest as you're trying to come down. Think about coming forward. And finally rising up. Taking a comfortable seated position. Return the hands, giving thanks. Pause for a moment, feeling your breath, feeling a little bit more expansive in the rib cage. The breath a little bit deeper. Thank you for sharing this practice with me today. I hope it carries you on your way, feeling healthy. Get some rest. Turn this video series off, close your eyes, relax.